Elegant family, welcome again to another episode on the channel. Today's episode is going to be quite interesting as we're going to be discussing a very important topic. Now, the topic for today's episode is some life-transforming principles that will take you from where you are to where you ought to be. Now, as elegant people, success or having and achieving success is a prerequisite to actually living a truly fulfilled and a happy life. It's easier and more interesting to live an elegant lifestyle when you are truly successful. Now, the life-transforming principles I'm going to be sharing with you today are not just abstract principles. They're principles that I have put to work in my life. I'm still putting them to work on a daily basis as well. Now, I've also had the privilege of meeting and conversing with other successful people in different niches. And one thing I can say by my association and conversation with these successful people is that they too also abide by some or all of these principles that I'm about to share with you today. And so it's very important that you pay very close attention to this episode, especially if you're looking to achieve success in your life and make something meaningful and purposeful out of your life. If you are not excited with where you currently are at with life and you really want to know the steps that you must take to advance to the next level of your life, then this episode is certainly for you. So take your notes, take a pen if possible, because you definitely will need to actually pen down some of the things I'm saying, and then you can look over them over and over and over again at your own convenience. Before we go into the discussion for today, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, now will be a time for you to click that subscribe button and join the family. If leveling up is something that you are about, then you definitely should be a part of our growing community and would love to have you here, okay? So go ahead now and click the button, join the family, and begin your level up journey with us today, okay? So the very first life-transforming principle for success that I've put down here on my list would be for you to discover the true essence of your life. When I uploaded the video on true love some time ago, someone left me a comment asking a question. And the person asked and said, how do I know the true essence of myself? A lot of us don't even know who we are. And when I saw that comment, I said to her that I was going to respond by filming a video explaining how you can actually discover the true essence and purpose of your life. Now, before I actually explain that, it's important to note that once a person discovers the true essence and the purpose of their life is literally the most important thing that can happen to you. Like, it's the best thing that can happen to a person. And that's why you must strive to ensure that you discover your purpose for life. So to answer the question, how do you now discover the purpose or your true essence for being? God has put within everyone a vision that is designed to help you discover what that purpose or what your essence for life is. Now, God is the creator of heaven and earth. I'm a big believer in God. So whatever answer I'm going to give you would come from his perspective, because I believe strongly that there is a God who exists and has sent everyone to the earth to fulfill a certain purpose. And he put a vision in everyone, in the hearts and minds or lives or soul, wherever that vision has been placed. He put that vision in the lives of everyone. And that vision was designed to actually help you now discover your true purpose. You discover your true purpose by asking yourself what you are solely, truly passionate about. In each of us lies a gift, a vision, a dream that God has put within us. But most often than not, that dream that we have hidden inside of us never comes developed. It usually comes in form of a seed. And it's now your responsibility to determine what that seed is and do whatever it is you need to do to nurture and develop it into a real purpose. So most people are looking at themselves and are wondering, what's my purpose? And are looking at the purpose to become this very tangible, visible thing that they can hold on to. Sometimes your purpose may seem insignificant to you, to the people around you. But if you really look deeply, if you take the time to look deeply, you would understand that that thing that you think is insignificant is actually your purpose in form of a seed that requires some of your attention and your nurturing so that you can develop it into a full purpose. I always say to people that to discover your purpose, You cannot continue to look around and look at what everyone else is doing or not doing. Discovering your purpose requires you to look within. Unfortunately, a lot of people haven't taken the time to sit still and sit by themselves and quieten their minds to actually discover what their purpose is. Everyone has been given a vision. Fortunately or unfortunately, it is your responsibility and your responsibility alone to discover your purpose. So I'll use myself as an example. When I was growing up, all I wanted to do was go to school, get a degree, and then get a good 9-to-5 paying job and then just succeed at it, because that's what life or society said we should be doing. That happened for me. I went to school, got a degree, and I started working my 9-to-5 job. But 1 year, I think 1 year and a half into the job, I realized that I wasn't excited or happy at the job. And I found myself very unfulfilled and very sad about the job that I was doing. But guess what? Deep down inside of me, I knew that what I wanted to do was cook. I'd seen myself cooking. I was just very interested about things that was happening in the kitchen. I was super duper fixated on cooking. At the time, no one thought that you could ever make a career out of cooking. And then when you tell someone you want to cook, they ask you if you want to be a caterer. There's nothing wrong with being a caterer, but there was something else that I was seeing when it came to cooking that a lot of people had not started seeing at the time. But guess what? It felt like that there was a push from inside of me. It was an inside push that I couldn't ignore. And I eventually gave it my attention. I quit my 9-to-5 job and I went fully into making cooking my full-time career. And that's when I started my YouTube channel. If you don't know, I actually have a first channel called Delicious Foods, where I show people how to cook. And I have successfully made a beautiful career out of cooking that seemed insignificant. Now, along my journey, Winnie School of Elegance came into fruition because I realized that as I progressed in my journey, something else started to knock from within, telling me that there was something more I could offer the world. And that was when Winnie School of Elegance came into being. So your purpose is a vision that has been put inside of you by God, and only you and you alone can truly identify it. You can't keep looking around and looking at everyone and everything else to discover what your purpose is. Only you and you alone can truly discover what your purpose is. And if you find that you're doing something and you're not happy or fulfilled at it, perhaps that's not what you're supposed to be doing, because when you're truly living in line with your true purpose, you will be fulfilled and 100% excited about what you're doing. So take the time to quieten your mind and quieten yourself and just look inward and find out, what is my purpose? Ask yourself that question, and truly, when you start to seek what the true essence or purpose of your life is, you will definitely find the answers to it. And if you believe in God and you believe that God sent you to the earth, perhaps what you need to do is just go kneel down and pray to God about it and ask God, what is the true essence of my life? Why am I on this earth? What am I supposed to be doing on this earth? Why did you send me here? It's important that you are taking the time out to quieten yourself, separate yourself from everyone and everything else, and look within yourself, asking God and trusting the process and knowing that He's going to come through for you to answer that question, okay? Life has been designed to direct us in the path that we ought to go. God designed life that way, and every human being has an invincible force guiding them from inside of them. But like I said before, a lot of people haven't taken the time to quiet down their spirits, quiet down their minds, and listen to that guiding force that guides them from inside. And it's important, if you truly want to discover the essence and the purpose of your life, you need to start paying a lot of attention to yourself. It may sound far-fetched and it may sound like it's not a plausible solution, but I tell you, yourself is talking to you every day and you need to give it attention. Turn off the TV, turn off the phone, get off social media. Stop looking at what everyone else is doing and expects you to be doing, and start looking inside you for the true answers that you seek, because no one can truly tell you what your purpose for living would be. On my journey, I have a couple of books here that I'm going to share with you guys. as we proceed with the video. But the very first one that I want to share with you that would actually help you on your quest to discovering your purpose would be this book by Dr. Miles Monroe, and it's titled The Principles and Power of Vision: Keys to Achieving Personal and Corporate Destiny. This is one book that I read at the early stages of my life when I was literally seeking my purpose, wanting to discover what the essence of my life is. This book gave me a lot of clarity, a lot of direction, and made me understand what vision, purpose, and all of that essence talk is. So if you are serious about discovering your purpose, I think a step you can take would be to get a copy of this book and read it today. Okay? Please, it's a very popular book, and I think you can buy it online on Amazon, Kindle. If I can, I'll put links on where you can purchase the book from. Okay, so get your hand on this book and start reading it today if you're serious about discovering your purpose or the essence of your life. Okay. The second life transforming principle that I've put down here on my list would be for you to have a clear vision for your life. Of course, you can't have a clear vision for your life if you're still struggling to discover the essence of life or the essence of your life or your true purpose. So it's important that before you get to this second step or to this second life transforming principle that you go through the very first one and discover your purpose. And when you have discovered it, have a clear vision for your life. Have a clear vision for your life. You need to literally learn to visualize your future. Have a clear picture of what your future should or ought to look like. Now, no one is saying you should have life all figured out. No, that's not what I'm saying. But you can visualize your future and have the sweetest, grandest possible vision of what you want or what you believe your life ought to be like on the earth. Without that clear vision, you literally will not have direction, and you need direction on which way to go. So stop looking at what is currently and start looking at what can be, what should be, what ought to be. If you find yourself in an environment and you know that this is not where you're supposed to be in life, stop looking at yourself in that environment. Stop looking at the circumstances of your life in that environment, and rather start looking at what can be, because it is what you fix your eyes upon that your life will literally become. So if you keep fixing your eyes on the environment where you are, or perhaps where you live, or perhaps where you work, or the circumstances of your life that's not very favorable, you will continue to wallow in that. But if you decide that you want to make a change for your life and you know fully well that where you currently are is not where you are supposed to be, start visualizing a future for yourself and ask yourself, who do I want to be in the next 1 year? What do I want to achieve in the next 1 year? You need to have a very, very clear vision of what that ought to be. Sometimes you can actually use pictures or text or things to help you clearly see what your vision should be or what your future should be like. I have a vision board, for example, that's in my bedroom, and I've literally cut out pictures of what I want my life to look like in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. So every morning when I wake up, it's the first thing that I see. And I've taken a step further to literally always also pray on my vision board. So when I'm in front of it, I'm visualizing everything I'm seeing, and then I'm praying about it. I'm talking to God about it, asking God for direction. And every step that I take, every move that I make every day, every moment of the day is towards fulfilling every single thing that's on my vision board. So it has given me direction in a kind of way. So I'm not just moving here and there, doing here and this, or doing just anything that I'm supposed to be doing. I'm focusing on my vision, and that vision is guiding my everyday step, is guiding my every move and my every decision so that I can achieve what I have put down on my vision board. So I think that is something that you can also start doing. Not that I think you should actually start doing it, because it's truly a life transforming principle that would take you from where you are to where you want to be. So ask yourself, who do I want to be in the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years? What do I want to be doing? Do you want to have a new business? Do you want to be married? Do you want to have children? Do you want to have that high-paying career or high-paying job? What is your vision? What is your purpose? Discover it and then make it very clear exactly what it is that you want to be doing. Okay? Now, the third life transforming principle that I've put down here for you to achieve great success and move from where you are to where you want to be would be for you to learn to set goals and do everything it takes to accomplish your goals with no excuses. Guys, there is power in setting goals for yourself. After you have defined what your vision is and you have mapped out a clear vision for yourself or for your life, the next thing for you to actually have actionable steps, goals that you need to take to help you achieve the vision that you have set. If you like, go and have the most beautiful vision board on earth, or write down the most beautiful, grandest vision on earth, but you are not taking actionable steps, everyday steps to accomplish that vision, you will still be where you are in the next 5, 10, 20 years. And I'm saying this with no disrespect. What actually makes you or helps you accomplish or achieve your vision is when you take the steps, when you put in the work and take the action to do whatever it takes to accomplish that vision. One of the ways you can do that would be for you to set goals for yourself. I put down here that after mapping out a clear vision for your life, the next question you ask yourself becomes, what must I do to make that vision in front of me a reality? What must you do every single day to move you in the direction of the achievement of that vision that you have visualized? If you're not doing something every day, then you're making a mistake. Again, you need to write out the goals. Sometimes your goals may not necessarily have to follow themselves in chronological order, but by just writing down what your goals are or having what those goals are, it helps you take action or take the necessary action or steps that you require to help you accomplish everything that you have said that you would accomplish. And please, guys, try as much as possible to avoid giving excuses. Excuses is the killer of vision, is the killer of dreams. There's 1,000,001 thing that will stop you, or that is a reason why you will not or should not do anything. But if you determine in your heart that regardless of what may come against me, I am going to accomplish this and get this done, I tell you, it's so powerful that after doing it for a little while, excuses cannot have power over you anymore. So learn to kick excuses to the curb and do what you need to do to actualize all of your goals, okay? The next life transforming principle that I've put down here on how you can achieve great success for yourself would be for you to learn to pen down your thoughts. Learn to pen down your goals. Learn to pen down your ideas. Learn to pen things down. It's actually very important that you have a notepad and a pen and you're writing out the things that are in your head. It becomes a lot more clearer when you actually take it out of your head and put it on pen and paper. The brain or the mind has a way of exaggerating things and making them look like they are insurmountable or they're so big and they're so impossible to achieve. The brain has a way of just making it look like it's the most impossible thing to achieve when you conceive an idea or you conceive a thought. But when you take the time to write out that idea, write out that goal, it literally becomes tangible. Like, you can, it feels like it's demystifies it and simplifies it in a beautiful way that makes you know or realize that you can actually achieve this. So if it's a goal or if it's a vision you have, write out your vision. And that's why it's important that everyone, whether you're a business owner or not, have a vision statement for your life. Have a vision statement for your life. And that's where the second point comes into play. Having a clear vision. When you have that clear vision, pen down that vision. Call it your vision statement for your life. Have a mission statement for your life. And as you progress in your life, write down your goals, write down your ideas, write down your thoughts. Learn to write things down, because things become a lot clearer when you actually put them down on paper. If it stays in your head, it just feels messy and all juggled up, and it just doesn't provide enough clarity for you. A lot of my friends who have advised, who have come to me and tell me they feel very overwhelmed about certain things that they know they ought to be doing and are not doing it, that they know exactly what they want to do, but they are not doing it. And then what I tell them to do, I actually literally help them with this exercise. I get a paper and I tell them, write out your first 4 thoughts. Your first dominant thoughts, write them out on pen and paper. And then they write it out. And then I'm like, okay, let's take it one after the other. Which is your priority? Which is the most important thing you want to start doing now? And then they tick it. And I'm like, okay, let's move the other 3 to the side. And then the next thing I'm telling them is, okay, what do you want to do, or what do you want to accomplish with this idea that you have? They write it down. And I'm like, okay, so what would you do tomorrow? What do you need to do tomorrow? What's the first thing you need to do to help you accomplish this goal? They write it down. Before you know it, in their eyes, they already know the first step they need to take. So they're no longer seeing the whole building. They are just seeing the first step in front of them, which provides a lot of clarity for their lives. It's a principle that works, guys. It has worked for me. It has worked for a lot of my friends. And I'm sure it's going to work for you if you take it very seriously.